Hello everyone, responding to Dumock the Artist, Absence of Evidence. Oh, by the way, Woods Bowden here. I like to take a rather practical approach to this whole thing. Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. It's technically true, but it can easily be taken to very impractical degrees. Um, yes, I believe that there is life out there. I just think that the odds support that there are life, and probably intelligent life, just because the universe is so fucking big. Um, as to the gods being aliens, I don't think that. I mean, it's possible, but not likely. Except the great old ones, but okay. Anyway, blame Epicurean atheist for that. Yeah, okay. Um, but in all seriousness, in my days of straight out hard polytheism, I had this idea that now people are saying that the gods might be aliens, not because they are aliens, but because they are now alien to us, if that makes sense. It's kind of like, let's say you had, let's say when you were 2.5 years old, you had a great great grandparent that was still living or something, but um, you lost contact with them when you were very young. You just assumed they had died. Lo and behold, you discovered they still exist. But by then, who is this person? I really don't even remember this person. Huh? And you have to get to know the person. So I figured perhaps the gods were not aliens at all, but simply alien to us now that humanity is rediscovering them. I viewed them as our forebears, our oldest ancestors. Right. Now, in my more agnostic sort I don't know. I don't know if I'm back in an agnostic phase or what the fuck, but I'm thinking now that not that the gods are aliens, but rather that the human mind. I don't need drugs to hallucinate, really. I mean, the human mind is so powerful and so capable of, well, maybe tricking itself or just inducing really unusual experiences. Ask someone who has been trained to talk in tongues, for example, that primitive human beings interpreted that as experiencing gods or fairies or elves, etc. And I'm not trying to say this to denigrate our primitive ancestors, not in the least. I know exactly what it is like to live in a mind that experiences gods and experiences hidden folk and all kinds of other weird shit, some of which I don't even want to talk about. It's, yeah, some of which, ugh, but yeah. Um, I would be more than happy to, say, get on Skype or in a chat room or something and share with you personally, but just not all over YouTube. Anyway, so with this whole. Okay, now getting. Crap, I'm sorry, I'm losing my. Well, I'm losing my grip on reality. I'm getting off topic. Now, my experiences are completely subjective, and that is why I've opted for a more pragmatic agnostic approach because um, my evidence for all these supernatural things being real is completely subjective. And there are many people who have no reason to believe it. They haven't experienced it. I cannot take my experiences and translate them to someone else in a way that they can be repeated and measured and understood on an objective level. So really, it would just be another person taking things on faith, and I don't consider faith a virtue. Now then, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Technically, yes, but how then? I don't have any I don't have any I don't. It's late. I'm tired. I don't have any evidence that tells me leprechauns aren't dancing in my backyard right now. Hmm? My point is, we can take that. I don't like using that as a rule of thumb because it can be taken to the absurd. Now, if somebody says, I don't want to get into politics. I can't think of an example offhand, but somebody could certainly say, well, granted, there's no proof of the negative here, and really trying to prove the negative, that's, the burden of proof is on the one who makes the assertion, but somebody could say, well, there's no proof of the negative, so we might at least explore this positive assertion. Okay, that's practical. But if a positive assertion is explored and there's no evidence to support it, then I don't see any reason to believe it just because there's nothing that says that it isn't true. There is nothing that says that I am not a gray alien masquerading as a human. I'm looking at my negatives, so I don't know. So, yeah. So the burden of proof is on the person who makes the assertion. And so I prefer to not use this in any sort of argument of anything serious. But yes, I do believe in alien life. We don't know everything that there is. It's possible that ancient aliens could have landed on Earth. It's okay. And they're sleeping, and we're waiting for the stars to align. Okay. Getting off that tangent. Okay. So, I will see you when I see you because I'm really fucking tired. I'm going to bed. I've completely lost my train of thought. I didn't think this would be this long. So, good night, good morning, whatever.